You guys hear that? That's the sound of nothing, which is exactly what I have prepared for you all today. I have nothing. Zilch, not a zilp, zip, zero. I prepared nothing. But here's the beautiful part about oratory, because through the power of public speaking, I will make it seem like I do. I'm going to sound so smart and intellectual, you might actually walk out of this room thinking you've learned something. Allow me to get started. We'll start off first with the hand gestures. You're going to see me do this with my right hand. You're going to see me do this with my left. You're going to see me adjust my glasses. And then I'm going to ask you all a very important question. By a show of hands, how many have ever been asked a question before? Can you raise your hand? Okay, good. See, isn't that interesting? Now I'm gonna follow that up with a personal story. I'm going to make it interesting, attention grabbing, and honestly, it's a little embarrassing, okay? Yeah, it really did happen. Now I'm going to bring it back around. I'm going to tie it on to a bigger point. I'm going to make it intellectual. I'm going to use big words like photosynthesis, osmosis, and thermodynamics. Words that I don't even know what they mean, but they sound so good in the speech. That's okay. Because really, I only have nothing. But see, now I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna start giving you guys the facts, the numbers, the data. See, 95% of all people in the world actually go through this, but only 15.33% of people choose to do something about it. Think about that. That means statistically that one out of every 8 people that you meet have actually gone through something in their life. Think about that. But only 15.33% choose to do something about it. Isn't that interesting? See, now it's at this moment in my speech that you realize not only do I have nothing prepared, but I'm completely stalling for time. And the truth is that you would all be correct. I don't really know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just up here trying to ramble and sound good. So let me throw out some more numbers to really prove my point. See, 363 actually happens to be both the same backwards and forwards. If you do it, write it out on a piece of paper, you'll see that. See, 2 times 6 equals 12, but the interesting thing is that 6 times 2 also equals 12. Scientists just learned this through something called math, which personally I know nothing about. See, now I'm going to bring it back down. I'm going to slow my pacing. I'm going to take off my glasses. I'm about to bring this all down to one big point. And how amazing it would be if I could. But I can't. Because like I said from the very beginning, say it with me, I have nothing. That's right. But see, now I'm going to make it sound like I do. Because I'm about to give you all one-liner that you can take home. As I hold my glasses in one hand, which by the way are just frames. They're not real. But I can't. Why? Because like I said at the very beginning, I have nothing. So what's the point? I mean, what's actually the point? Why would someone prepare a speech like this to give it on a topic that frankly doesn't exist? But here's the truth I want you to get. How many of us do the exact same thing? Not on stage, hopefully not at RSC, but in life. See, if we could truly step back and examine our lives, we might see something quite frightening. We're busy. We're moving. We're saying all the right things. But inside, we're empty. Let me give you some real data. See, researchers say that 70% of all children that grow up in church end up walking away from their faith for at least a season. And many of those that stay admit that their faith has little to no effect on their everyday lives. Think about that. What does that mean? That means it's possible for me to say the right things, to look the part, to go to the right church, and still have nothing inside. See, Jesus warned about this when he was talking about the Pharisees. In Matthew 23:27, when he said, "Woe unto you, for you are like whitened sepulchres, being beautiful outwardly, but on the inside, being full of dead men's bones." See, the truth is, I don't want you to get it twisted. It's a blessing to live as a child of God. But make no mistake, the enemy, he is real. And if he can't get you to walk away from your faith and backslide, he'll settle for something quieter. He'll let you live your life asleep. Asleep to God's calling and asleep to God's purpose. But this year's theme for RSC, as you know, is awakened. And you, friends, cannot live awakened if you are spiritually asleep. To live awakened means to not only be willing when God comes knocking at your door, but also to be ready, to have put in the work and be prepared. So in my conclusion, my actual conclusion, I'll leave you guys with this. Are you ready? Are you getting prepared? What are you putting on the inside of your heart? If they took away all the glamour, if they took away all the things that people see, would God still be able to say, well done? Or are you living for the world and what they say? See, like I said from the very beginning, I don't want your story to be, I had the opportunity, I had the power, I had the willingness, I had the desire, but in the end, I did nothing.